The Scarlet Keep Grandmaster is upon us in Season of the Seraph, storming into the Hive's domain to vanquish Ladoon. Salutations, cadets! I am your Commander Pika, and today let's go over some tips, recommended loadouts for all players, and walk you through this strike. If viewing in a future season, strats and spawn should stay constant, just substitute seasonal anti-champion methods. Let's dive in. For the GM modifiers specific to the Scarlet Keep, you have Fire Pit. Acolytes spawn pools of fire at their feet when defeated. Chaff, no radar. 16 barrier and 4 unstoppable champions, numerous arc and solar shields, and arc burn. Due to the high number of shields and chaos of the boss room, ideally have different elemental primaries amongst your team or bring an arbalist or two. To optimize damage, have an arc heavy weapon to match the burn. Even though there are only a few unstoppables, I highly advise having 2 people with means of unstoppable stun for an easier time dealing with the 2 ogres and onslaught of adds in the boss room. For defense, make sure to maximize your resilience and slot in combinations of concussive dampener, melee resist, arc and solar resist, and energy diffusion substrate. For offense, ideally have 1 guardian rocking lucent finisher for more heavy ammo and weaken clear for an easy debuff. For accessibility, we will go over minimum spec loadouts first, meaning owning Shadowkeep and any and all currently obtainable free-to-play gear only. For exotic weapons, top contenders are Arbalist, Witherhoard, Outbreak Perfected, Divinity, Symmetry, and Hardlight. Looking at anti-champion weapons, on-screen now are an assortment of viable options. My top picks would be Fatebringer, Cantata 57, Pardon Our Dust, Point of the Stag, BXR 55 Battler, Ogma PR6, and the Third Axiom. Turning to DPS options, if you have a Tarantula from Zur, then use that. Otherwise, the tried and true Taipan 4FR. Rocket Strat, then Sleepless or Blowout. Ad Clear, then a Fine Memorial LMG. Round this out with potential special weapons like Defiance of Yasmin, Riptide, and Galu RR3. Looking to loadouts and builds, optimize for shield breaks and then arc damage to maximize burn. Unstoppable Titans, equip Arc Thunder Crash on your grenade of choice. Playing defensively, select Crest of Alphalupi, Mask of the Quiet One, or Feedback Vents. On the offensive, then Armamentarium. If you desire more healing, overshields, and survivability, then Void or Solar with Hallowfire Heart will do just fine. For my recommended loadout, equip Armamentarium, Storm, Pulse, or Flashbang grenades, Thunder Crash, the Knockout and Touch of Thunder aspects, and then Arbalist, Cantata 57, and Linear Fusion of choice. Dodging Hunters, Arc or Void will do great here. For Arc, equip Gathering Storm and your grenade of choice. Opting for safe and easy, then Wormhusk Crown or Frosties. Better and faster abilities than Shinobu's Vow or Lucky Raspberry. A case can be made for Assassin's Cowl, but due to the exploding enemies, Fire Pit, and high health targets, I don't recommend it. On Void, choose Deadfall for crowd control or Mobius for damage. Great exotics are Graviton Forfeit for hiding when plans go sideways, or Orpheus Rig for better supers. For my recommended loadout, equip Orpheus Rig with Deadfall Tether, Vortex or Suppressor Grenade, Vanishing Step and Trapper's Ambush aspects, and then Witherhoard, Ogma, and your best Linear Fusion. Mystical Warlocks, equip Arc Chaos Reach, Arc Souls, and your favorite grenade. For simplicity and safety, then Eye of Another World or the Stag. For spamming Arc abilities, then Crown of Tempests or Verity's Brow will do you well. If you felt like rocking Storm Trance instead, then Storm Dancer's Brace will help with damage and ad clear. Wanting more protection, then Solar 3.0 and Well of Radiance is a solid option. Pair that with the Stag or Starfire Protocol. For my recommended loadout, equip the Stag with Chaos Reach, Pulse or Storm Grenades, the Arc Soul and Electrostatic Mind aspects, and then Arbalist, Cantata 57, and Linear Fusion of choice. And for all classes, if you want to be a team player, then equip Aeons and Lucent Finisher to make heaps of heavy ammo for your team. On to maximum spec, so going under the assumption that you own Ever Expansion and all currently obtainable gear. Standout exotic weapons are on screen now, with my top picks being the exotic bows for efficient ad clear and damage, Aegir Scepter to freeze your foes in place, and Gallarhorn to maximize your rocket DPS. For exotic armor, Titans can select from Heart of Inmost Light, Ursa Furiosa, Second Chance, and Lorelei Splendor Helm, with Hoyle being the strongest and easiest pick for spamming abilities. Hunters now have Omnioculus, Star Eater's Scales, Blight Ranger, Liar's Handshake, and Gerfalcon's Halberd at their disposal, with Omni or Gerfalcon being the best support items for your team. Warlocks choose based on your subclass element. Void, Contrafrost Hold. Solar, Phoenix Protocol. Stasis, Osmiomancy Gloves. Arc, Fallen Sunstar. Neutral, Necrotic Grip with Osteostriga. Additionally, Stasis in general is a great option for preventing adds from encroaching on your territory. Just be aware of freezing unstoppable champions and it undoing their stun. And then consider alternate legendary weapons like Succession, Exalted Truth, Posterity, Tarnished Metal, Insidious, and Forbearance. For my loadout recommendations, Titans, substitute in Heart of Inmost Light for offense with Storm or Pulse Grenades, Thunder Crash, the Knockout and Touch of Thunder aspects, and then Arbalist, Posterity, and Storm Chaser. Hunters, you can sub in Omnioculus or Gerfalcon with Vanishing Step and Personal Aspect of choice. Pardon Our Dust, Collective Obligation, or Arbalist, Exalted Truth, and Storm Chaser. Warlocks. For Arc, Fallen Sunstar with Chaos Reach, Pulse or Storm Grenades, the Arc Soul and Electrostatic Mind aspects, and then Pardon Our Dust, Trinity Ghoul, and Storm Chaser. Or swap to Osmiomancy Shadebinder with Agers if you find the adds in the boss room too aggressive. If you decide on a rocket strat, pair one Galahorn with 2 Arc Rockets like Sleepless or Blowout, and make sure to finish champions for ammo before going into the boss room. With that, on to the walkthrough. In the opening section, don't treat those 3 adds too lightly. When you enter the large room with the barrier champion, use the range and cover to your advantage. Not a lot of enemies, but doesn't hurt to be cautious. Be aware once you jump down and push forward, acolytes will spawn on the platforms on the left and right side flanking the door. As you make your way through the corridor stairs section, be aware of the solar wizard on the left side and the groups of acolytes hidden behind cover. Ideally kill the wizard right as you see them, then safely proceed as a group. In this first section, you are tasked to extend the bridge to make your way deeper into the keep. To do so, you'll need to grab and deposit 2 void charges, guarded by wizards in the side towers. Go as a group, do not split up. It is very easy to get overwhelmed and flanked, so meet their numbers with your numbers. Pick a side to start, my team always starts on the right. As you make your way into the room, groups of adds spawn near the ramp on the sides, with a barrier knight in each group. Spawn kill the wave on the side you choose to start with. You can then decide to kill the other adds and other barrier champion now on the opposite side of the arena, or wait until you get to that side later. After that, go up the ramp on the side, stick together, and kill the rushing adds. The right side has an Arc Knight and several Thrall that run down the stairs, the left side you have a mix of Thrall and Acolyte snipers. Once you reach the spire, you will be met with a mini-boss wizard and several acolytes. Try to play range or use high burst abilities to quickly take them out, avoiding the wizard's poison clouds and several grenades. Then pick up the void charge and escort it to the deposit point down the ramp. Do note that the charge is on a timer and can be dropped in any time, so feel free to drop it to clear out the enemies that spawn and the new barrier champion guarding the deposit point. If it ever despawns, then just run back and grab it again. After that, just repeat on the opposite side. Fairly similar, just slightly different adds, and there will be several cursed thrall when you go to deposit. You've now successfully lowered the bridge. Based on timing, be aware of a Hive tomb ship overhead that can hit you with its artillery. Cautiously move up and use cover. Once the enemies spawn on the bridge, use high damage and CC abilities, cover, and retreat if need be. Everything will come rushing at you, and at range you'll have an unstoppable champion and several acolyte snipers. Play smart and safe. Ideally have someone stun and focus the unstoppable at the rear, then use grenades and tethers to deal with the onslaught of adds. There will be several arc shielded knights, plan accordingly. Oh, and this bridge has some weird geometry. Some grenades and abilities just sail right through it, so try to hit an enemy, not the ground. With the bulk of the forces dealt with, just slowly make your way up, mindful of the hidden acolytes. For the second section of the bridge, if you want to play it safe, have only one person jump down and move forward to spawn the next wave. Have your other 2 guardians hang back and deal with the solar wizards flanking each pillar and throw grenades at the crowd of acolytes. The wizards are no joke, arc bolts hurt and they hide like crazy. Then just move up and pick off enemies you can see. At the end of the bridge you'll find several acolytes, a barrier champion, and a shrieker. Depending on aggro and how close you are to the stairs, the shrieker will activate. So, if you are at range, shrieker's closed, and you see the barrier champion, try to focus on champion first. If not, then quickly get rid of the shrieker. Clear the remaining acolytes out, hunt for ammo, then ascend the stairs. You will reach a solar wizard. Kill it. Don't trust it dying if you pop its shield and see it fall off the map. It will teleport back up and shoot you from behind. You have been warned. The next section you will see Hashladoon mocking you and scurry away, locking the door. Your task is to capture 3 plates to unlock it. Before you get to the first plate, clear everything out, and if you can, finish the barrier champion to replenish some ammo. Like the bridge encounter, stick together. That way you have less enemies spawn on the field at once, and a greater combined firepower. When you are ready, step on the middle plate. Doing so will spawn acolytes on the left and right side, and a blistered wizard in the middle. Get rid of the wizard quickly, and then clean up the stragglers. Upon capturing the plate, a barrier champion and acolytes will spawn down the middle lane, and several thralls start rushing you from all sides. Post up with defensive abilities, have someone focus a thrall on lesser adds, and then have the others try to deal with the champion. With everything now dead, choose which plate you want to cap next. Whenever you get close to a plate, a wizard and acolyte spawn, so try to stay mid until you decide on where you're going. Then like the first plate, step on it and you'll be greeted with several flanking acolytes and a barrier champion. This bridge section is simple but deceptively deadly. Lots of enemies hide behind cover, teleport, or snipe you at range. When you make your ascent, careful of the lone acolyte sniper and the barrier champion that can teleport or jump further up the ramp. After that, just proceed normally. Play with caution and range. When you reach the section with the Shrieker, try to get rid of the acolytes with ranged precision weapons, as it is easy to get focused by the army of snipers and the champion. Coordinate when you push up so you can delete the Shrieker when it opens. For the final bit of the ascent, use cover to finish the barrier champion for some ammo, then step aboard the elevator. While on this lift, you'll have acolytes shooting you from alcoves that litter the walls. Keep an eye out and move from pillar to pillar to avoid them, or have a hunter invis your way safely up. 2 stops on your way to the final boss. First floor, 2 barrier champions and 1 wizard to kill. Pick a side to enter, but travel as a group with someone keeping an eye out on the other entrance, as acolytes and the barrier champion from that side can wander out and flank you. Play smart and get some finishers off. Once everything is dead, pop the crystal and ride the elevator up. Do the same as before, hide from or kill the acolytes. Second floor, this time 1 entrance, 2 wizards, and 1 unstoppable champion. Get ready to use your unstoppable weapons when the champ spawns. Then just travel as a group, kill both wizards safely, hunt for ammo, then ascend to the boss room. When you reach the top, wait to shoot the wizards until you are in a safe position. Once both are dead, the fight starts. This boss fight will be separated into 3 phases, during which, whenever the boss is vulnerable, she will roam around and cast her glyph attack that will catapult you up and push you. So dodge when you see the green goo on the ground. When immune, she stays near the elevator. Phase 1, boss is vulnerable. Slowly chip away at her. You want to do about 1/10 of her health to spawn the night wave of adds. Do too much damage too quickly and you'll have multiple waves at once, which can make it overwhelming. So, make the night spawn, clear them out, then focus back on the boss. When around 1/3 of her health is gone, she'll go immune and summon a blistered wizard on each side, along with thrall and acolytes. Ideally, team kill one of the wizards quickly to allow more breathing room. The lesser adds spawn near the wizards, so a well-thrown grenade can help take them out. Phase 2, once both wizards are dead, boss is now vulnerable. Like Phase 1, chip away at her bit by bit. Once knights start spawning, halt DPS and deal with them. When it's just you and the boss, now is the perfect time to run around and grab ammo. Once you are ready, get her to 1/3 health and post up in a protected position. Boss goes immune and now you have a wave of acolytes, cursed thrall, and 2 unstoppable ogres. Ideally, you stun and delete 1 champ right as it spawns to give you plenty of breathing room to move around. If you fail, just fall back and stun them whenever you get the opportunity. This is a perfect time to use DPS supers or tether to keep them in check if they get too close. Once everything is dead, the next phase starts. Phase 3, DPS the boss. Adds will eventually start spawning, so if you kill the boss quickly, you won't have to deal with them. If you can't, then like previous phases, shift focus to clearing the adds, then back to the boss. Congrats on slaying the wizard. If you are having trouble with rushing enemies, then invest in a stasis user, Orpheus Rig Tether, Blinding Grenade Launchers, or Aegir Scepter. If instead you were doing this on Master difficulty, it adds the daily rotating elemental modifier of Ashes to Ashes, Lightning Crystals, and Subtle Foes. So tackle on Lightning Crystals Day to spam even more deadly arc abilities. If you have any questions or recommendations for your fellow Guardians, leave them down below. Otherwise, if you're looking to find chill and helpful people in the world of Destiny 2, then come join the Sundog Gaming Discord. For future guides, tips, and content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. As always, I am your Commander Pika. Be kind, have fun, and I'll see you on the battlefield.